Oh, wait. This is not the same place. When did this change to a portal to the Niyashka Pools? Well, there's Bill Cipher. Okay, let me review my notes about Bill Cipher Triangle. So first let me look at this again. So that was Mason that we saw. He was his helper. He was Vamir's helper. Okay, but no, that's not the thing I wanted. I mean, it was, but I also want this. So these are the much talked about Niyashka Pools. I don't know how to get back to the mines again now. I thought this was going to lead me to the mines. I forget why that would have changed now to be the pools, but... When you leave Glorfiak Mines and reach the heater servers of the Kufunki Zone, the Polarian portal you would have arrived through will be inactive. If you want to reach the Niyashka Pools, you'll need to reactivate it at my secret office in the Taleeta factory, along with a few Binoxi eye portals. Oh, okay, so we're just not going back to those mines right now anyway. Okay. There was definitely more to do there, but what this tells me is that's, you know, a hard, not relevant right now. So, there's nothing to garner there right now. Although, you know, it is kind of like... That means I could have missed that note that was in the mines, that was just sitting there, and not had that clue about the language. I mean, I guess it was a redundant clue, but because we got a clue later in Vamir's journal. Okay. Also, so these are called Polarian portals, these bigger ones. So I drew an icon that was like, you know, the two lines with a circle in the middle equals portal, but I'm going to add to this Polarian portal. Those are the sort of main standard reprogrammable ones. Okay. So, if you want to reach the Niyashka Pools, which we now have, you'll need to reactivate it at my secret office in the Taleeta factory, along with a few Binoxi eye portals. Okay, that's what we've done. Yeah. I know you're only too familiar with this hub station of Neyyah. Your checks and rechecks on the sensors I've set up at the heater chamber there have proved most valuable. Look for this Taleeta portal to return here to the Glorfiak Mines. Okay, so the now that we're here, to get back to the Glorfiak Mines, we can use the Bill Cipher portals, which are called Taleeta Portals, apparently. Any cart systems on Neyyah won't operate until you've powered the portals at the Taleeta factory. Oh, so we can go in that cart now, too. That cart system is active. Okay. That's something I didn't even think to check. The lab here on Glorfiak Mines is no longer safe to leave. I have to find a new place to protect my research. The Taleeta factory remains very cut off from the other Falitsu Island zones. With the collapse of the Yopalesh portal, it's unlikely Small X's men will return here anytime soon. Okay, so Small X is a singular person, but there is a group of people working with him. They find this place disorientating. They won't dare explore the lower depths of this ancient place. The lower level will lead me through the pier. I don't find this very believable, by the way. I just walked right up to it. Like, the building only had 4 doors. Come on, it's not that disorientating. But oh well. The lower level will lead me through the pier and down an elevator to an old storage bunker. This will be my new secret office, Taleeta, a place to keep my spare key for the numerous lock systems I have set up across Neyyah, and all other important research documents. So, there are lock systems that he has set up across Neyyah. So, we need to keep an eye out for these. I don't think that I've run across any unless they behave differently to all of the other inventory things, right? Up to this point, anytime I've needed an inventory item, it's given me the gears cursor. So, I'm thinking it would be the same for these locks, right? Whatever they are, but I haven't encountered any yet. Unless it does behave differently to everything else. I'm just kind of skimming this now. Oh, okay, this is the lever that I just accidentally discovered. Okay, that's what this does. I just kind of found it, and then I couldn't interface with it again. And so I totally forgot that it corresponded to this. I was like, what did I just do? But it was this. The ladder that leads up to the security access console won't drop down until that lever is pulled. Okay. So this guy is just obsessed with the Fajaltans, which Smolox really does not like. So obviously we have our Bill Cipher triangles here. The yellow one is the one to the mines. Let's just try walking straight up to it and see if it works. Obviously there's more, but this is the one that I would know. Aha. Okay, I can get back to the mines now. Uh-huh. Yeah. This is the same as before. Same location and everything. Presumably this will now go... Okay, it goes there now. Alright. So actually, the portal has been reprogrammed now. I was just saying I wanted to re-explore this area. Yeah, there's this. So there's a way you can go there. There's definitely more to do here. So, okay, this is where the game has opened up, because now we have not only this portal, but also more portals to more areas that I haven't even been yet. Uh-huh. I keep feeling like I wasn't very thorough with this area. Why can't we reach that? That looks important. There's literally a board going over to it. I'm clicking all over it, but I cannot go there. Okay. Yeah, I keep feeling like I wasn't thorough with this area. Even though I probably actually discovered everything that you can do here, I feel, at the same time. Because I did discover this. I discovered a branching path to the side here. Not here, but somewhere. Yeah, here. And this feels like the most secret thing here. Yeah, we can't interact with that. Can't go over there. This is a beautiful world. So this looks very similar to what was in the dome. You know, the thing that had the siren that went when we turned it off. Looks like the same technology, except there's no wheel here to turn this one. So maybe it can only be opened from that side. Oh, hold on. Or maybe this is the device you need to use. Now, does this take the key? Hold on, is that a keyhole? Spare key, try that. Ooh, that does work. Okay, I definitely saw more of those keyholes. I've been calling them coin slots. There was one right back over here, actually, I think. Right close by, so I might as well check it too. Hold on, is that another branching path that I just did see? Hold on. No, okay, that's just over there. Yeah, okay. I got confused for a second about where I was. But no, the thing I want to access is down here. Yes, this also takes the key. Okay, now I know what that key corresponds to. So anywhere I see those coin slots, which I believe there was another spot I saw one. So this is probably the old lab, which was the previous secret office. The one that was deemed no longer safe. Man, there's that whole Niyashka world that I can explore yet, but... You have a PSF reader. Registered to Vamir. Yep. Confirmed. This is the old location where he was. And this is probably going to be important. So we have PSFs for each, which sounds like a unit of measurement, for each Peida component. Let's write these down. So I'm going to call this PSFs with an exclamation point, because this sounds important. Red, that is 584.34. Blue. 460.10. Then we have green. 320.93. This is probably going to be for later when we craft our own Peida, because we're going to need to make one for orange, right? Okay, let's take a look at yellow. Yellow. 242.57. Yes, I haven't forgotten. We need to presumably make an orange Peida. I'm assuming that's why I have the mask. I'm assuming that's why I'm being given this information, right? We need to make an orange Peida, which I don't know. So would that be? Does it work like ordinary, like mixing ordinary colors, where it would just be, you know, red and yellow make orange? If so, what do we find, like what's in between those numbers, or do we add them together? I don't know, right? We're gonna have to figure that out. But I'm guessing at some point we'll be asked for a PSF, right, to put in, and we're gonna have to find the one for orange because we're not being given it. I'm saying all this because in the transmission I received from Vamir, that is one of the few phrases we have, is orange Peida. Ray Mountain Systems, Dear Vamir Dahili, thank you for your detailed list of requirements for a new PSF reader system from Grey Mountain Systems. We have assembled a new PSF reader system which we hope satisfies your needs. You will find that the readings are much more accurate than previous models. Please understand that we are also aware of Neyyah energies decreasing after transit to various Niyashka sites. Inform us if you are experiencing any such difficulties on Niyashka Site 28. We are hoping to improve our models with an energy booster function within the near future. Please contact us if you have any if you require any spare components. Thank you for using Grey Mountain Systems. Moyard Henley, Service Manager. So the important piece of information in this feels very much like Peida energies decrease after transit to Niyashka sites. Considering we've just made it to a Niyashka site, maybe that will impact the, ones in my inventory. I'm not sure, but You know, that just feels like the important information in there. No, that's not a click. Yeah, that's not a separate click point. Okay. Huh. A withered spore. Interesting results with the new spore processing unit. Ernter has performed wonders with speeding up the procedure. However, there's a couple of things to note. If I leave the spore in the tray for too long without turning on the unit, it will start to wither very quickly. Perhaps a reaction to the metal of the tray. Also, once the unit is finished processing the spore, they come out a lot more blue in color than they used to. I'm glad Orion will never have to set her eyes on these. I doubt she would look favorably upon them at all. I'm wondering if these units will be installed at spore docks anytime soon. Perhaps Mollix has a new use for the spores. Okay, this is, I probably should have started on this a long time ago. I mostly had just been drawing stuff on my notes, but I am going to actually start taking notes along the lines of, like, spores react to metal and wither, because this is just getting to be too much to keep track of in my mind. So, where I'm going to write these notes, I think I'm going to do it on the back side of this paper. So, spores react to metal and wither. So these spores, I suppose these are the spores probably from the mushrooms in the Gufunki zone. Yeah, spores react to metal and wither. Along the same lines, I'm going to write down need to find older salt. Maybe I don't need to use the salt machine to get older salt. Maybe I'll just find older salt somewhere. Sounds doubtful, but maybe. Yeah, there's about 1 million notes of that nature that I could make in the secret office. I will go back there and do that at some point. But, you know, some amount of that is just, like, impossible because I need pictures, so I need to draw a lot. So I'll come back to those. Okay. That's a process spore. Okay. See, now I don't feel the need to draw what they look like, because we have in our... And actually, I can't put spores in here, right? No, there's no gear icon. I don't feel the need to draw them, because I now have reference in my inventory what they look like, which will come up whenever they're needed. It's finally done. After a few attempts in studying previously isolated portal-based teleportations of sizable landmasses, I've managed to bring the old factory guard tower from Glorfiak mines to a safe and secure zone, and undetected, seemingly, by Smollax. A classified location. The machines here on Aluje are incredible. To think what the Volk machines were once capable of, separating Neyyah's world across Feamor, now replicated by the flick of a few switches on a land floating high above in the clouds. The Velotron Temple should serve as a perfect safe place to gain access to the old factory guard tower. Components are ready to start building to the portal there. Smollax will only come to believe the tower has fallen, swallowed up by the ocean. And after all, that's all any Fischalt's structure really means to you, right, Smollax? A twisted mess, a corpse shaped by the greed of its creators. Remain distracted by your greed, by the toxic lull of that Ronalda Temple. What is it with the Ronalda Temple? I'm sure we're going to learn the significance of this temple later, and I'm excited to learn that. For now, I can rest assured that vital information and components to my ongoing work are in a safe place. So why didn't you put your secret office there? The computer system used to lower the Neyyah will be one of a few devices I'll make sure to set up here. And my Taleeta, my beautiful Taleeta, this changes everything. Now I won't have to feel so anxious about receiving video messages from you here on Neyyah. The old factory guard tower will serve as a much more secure and safe place than this old guard station, or my office at the Pita factory. Okay, this is later than both of those things, my bad. But why is he still writing notes here then? Yet, I remain troubled by this act. Is it right to have stolen something from Fischalta, to create more wrongs in the world which I'm striving so hard to correct? Am I just as destructive, as selfish as him? Is it too late to... No, I can't seep into such darkness. Not now. Not when I'm so close. Sacrifices need to be made. Changes to Neyyah's landscape have already befallen such terrible loss, I can't afford to add to this tragedy anymore. Perhaps, once the Fajoltans have returned, once I have found the Golvian, I can return the factory guard tower to its rightful place. It's a shame I can't say the same for so many other places here on Neyyah. Well done on the teleportation. Enjoy the view. Ernter. So, what I'm getting from this is Smollox is really interested in this Ronalda temple for some reason. That, somehow ties into his culture. And Vamir is really interested in this Quilvian. And he wants to find that. Neither of which have really been explained why each person wants to find those things. But that is their motives. That is what they want to do. And the directions that they go in. It's finally done, and I don't know which one is the better goal. I don't know which one is more noble, which one is more valid. I don't have details about why they want to do these things right now. After a few attempts, in studying the previously isolated portal-based teleportations of sizable landmasses, I've managed to bring the old factory guard tower from Glorfiak Mines to... Oh, wait, no, this is just page 1 again. Okay. Those are the only notes in here, okay? And that's the only thing in that drawer? Alright, I take it that is the only thing in that drawer. Ladder to nowhere. Okay. Shelf. Huh. So that is probably the thing that he teleported, the old factory guard tower. Watchtower and craft assembly plans. Okay, last time I drew a building like... Oh wait, no, this is the same building I drew, actually. The Harbor Watchtower, isn't it? Yeah. I was gonna say, last time I drew a building like this, I just found it, and then it was there, and, it was pointless. But no. This is the same building that I drew already. The Harbor Watchtower. So there's some real significance to this building, because I've seen multiple notes mentioning it now. Watchtower and craft assembly plans. It seems that launch tests for the Galore crafts have proven very successful. These crafts are only going to strengthen the Fajoltan defenses, with emergency transport zones being marked at various points of Neyyah. I have managed to set plans in motion for the Golar crafts to be mounted on top of various watchtowers, the current focus being the harbor of Falitsu Island. More detailed plans for Glorfiak Mines will be sent out to you shortly. Stay safe. Stay safe, Carol. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, we have this, but I'm more interested in the note below it. Dear Carol, I finally got round to finishing off this little darling. Hayan would mention numerous times that you have a fondness for Maleva cats, so I thought I'd make you one. I've named her Sharnda. I hope she helps bring you light and warmth to your night shifts out at Glorfiak. This Fahaldian would not be as safe as it is now if it weren't for your efforts to maintain the security of our people. Fajolta salutes you. Belilka. That's the name that was in the journal before that we decoded. Glorfiak Mines. Golar Craft Emergency Evacuation Locations. Pickup point, beach outside of Sedation Chambers. Drop-off point, Factory Guard Tower. Okay. Yeah. So hold on. So I'm going to make another note to myself here. Watchtower needs, and I'm going to put in quotes, Goler crafts, whatever those are. But I still don't know what those are. Presumably, they are something from these mines, because that's why they would be called Goler, right? But other than that, no idea. Not sure what they were mining here or why. Just a fireplace. Oh. Hello? A safe? Vamir. I hope this new camera system finds you well. Oh, camera system. Second one to malfunction within a week. I've checked and rechecked all core components and can see nothing wrong with this new system. Set it up at Felisu Island when you can. All other cameras seem operational, so long as the camera power system at the Scarlidi Towers don't bust a fuse. Smolix's desire to occupy vast areas of Jaltan ruin has led to a fair few problems with disruptive system signals. Put everything in one place would be my way forward. Nonetheless, Smolix gets the last say, and I'm not sure if it's very wise to keep using the Fjaltan symbols for the transportation tower console lock screens. Let's keep everything Olajarian if I were you, especially with getting so close now. I'm assuming you've read over my instructions on setting up the bunker at Minerva Point. Make sure to keep those notes in a safe place. There should be an update within the next few days for both transportation tower systems. Keep me informed on how you get on with the new camera system setup. Speak soon, Ertner. Okay. So it's Aluje. Aluje is the opposite of Fjaltan, or the other culture, I suppose. And he's at Aluje right now. So he's pretending to be with the Aluje to please Smolix, even though he's really loyal to the Fjaltans. And Smolix hates the Fjaltans that he has no interest in. Okay. But also... okay, there's a camera system. So, again, I'm going to write a note. Camera power system at Scarlidi Towers. So, Scarlidi Towers have camera power system. I don't know if that's also where you view what's on the cameras. It would make sense. It would be logical. But that doesn't really mean anything in these games. So, yeah. And I guess this box is empty because the camera power system was in fact installed. Oh. Salt? Will that work here, or is it too old? Okay. I've finally done it. The changes I've made to the Mayorta gas portal at the Lodvik Tower now enable the user to teleport directly to the secret portal. Oh, so this is the symbol for the secret portal. So I'm going to draw this as secret portal symbol. I saw this somewhere else. I believe it was in a journal. So, okay, I'm going to write this down. So the circle there, and then like a square there. And this is very relevant because it's directly what I've been told to do, right? So this is secret portal. Okay. So I have to go to the Lodvik Tower, more relevantly, right? This is a huge hint. Lodvik Tower has secret portal. And I'm going to circle that. It's very important to my main goal right now, so I'm glad I found this. The only problem is, I have no idea where the Lodvik Tower is. Not a clue. I don't think I encountered it. No other door opens here? Okay, just that one. Alright. So, absolutely important that I find this Lodvik Tower. that's just given me a pretty solid goal. And how do I open this door now? Wait, how do I open this? I came in through this door, right? Or no, it was this door. Okay. Okay, good thing I came back. There was at least one other place that I saw a keyhole, but I don't remember now where that was. But let's go here. New map update. Glorfiak Mines to the beach. Of note, does this close? Can we close this? Doesn't seem that we can. Alright. Okay. Whoa, wait. That is a giant green crystal. What on earth is that? And there's some yellow things on a triangle there. Man, this is just one portal that I've stepped through. There's still more portals yet to go in. Well, we have more signs that we can decode. I could obviously write them out right now, or I could wait until I find the item that just lets me read them. I mean, it wasn't entirely useful back in the other place to know what they said. Okay. You know, I'm not gonna touch this stuff yet. I'm just poking around. Because, you know, I unlocked a new area, so I have to check, but, like, there are so many other places, too, that I can't go right now. Well, we're just walking along the beach. Walking on the beach, there's a button on this bench. Wait. This is ringing bells. I wrote down... There was a screw. Yes. This is another one of those screw heads. This one is embedded in a table. We've been finding these screws that have these triangles in them. And this must be another one. So I'm going to write screw on Glorfiak Beach. It's the exact same thing. Yeah, it's definitely part of this pattern, whatever it is. And this one is another triangle like this. And this game really loves triangles. So anyway, I've sketched down that triangle really quickly. I think the important thing here is just what type of triangle it is, right? What is this button? That did nothing. As far as I can tell, anyway. Okay, there's something with this, but I don't know how to use these screw heads right now. Oh. Okay, I thought my game was frozen there for a second, but no, it's fine. Because clicking this down arrow does not do anything. Even though it indicates that you could click to go down there. Oh, wait, that's one of the fuses. This is one of the fuse symbols. Huh, do I have to use one of the fuses here somehow? I totally saw that. What is this about? Hold on. what is the deal with this? Okay, I recognize this symbol. I don't remember from where. I don't have it written down as a symbol, but I think I've seen this symbol before, right? Of the, like, Y with a broken dot off of it. That's a fuse for sure. That is absolutely one of the fuses I have in my inventory, which I still haven't found a use for yet. I picked them up at the very beginning of this game and still have not found any spot for them. In fact, yeah, there's those machines next to the portal where you can input numbers. I haven't found any numbers that I would think to put in there. It requires a 2-digit number. Okay. Yeah, man, I have to go back to the secret office and just note a bunch of stuff down now. But before I do that, it's fun to just kind of poke around. So I kind of want to see what's going on at that Niyashka site again, because I just kind of immediately went here again. But let's go back there quickly. So hold on, was there a keyhole here? Wait. Oh yeah, this was a thing. A jammed lever. Okay. There was no keyhole here, right? Okay. And that's just a wreck, so no point in that. Okay, I want to go back here, because there were 3 distinct portals here. Well, 4 if you count the original that I came through. Okay. Yeah, the Niyashka Pools. So I still haven't even been in the center here. You know, the very obvious thing in the center to look at. Huh. Okay, that is the symbol of small x. So small x was doing something with this machine. And apparently, I can use an inventory item here. I don't know, maybe this is where I use the fuses, because presumably there's going to be one for each of these, right? Holtish server. Oh, and a Taleeta symbol. I was thinking, you know, the Taleetas, it's a weird game mechanic, because, like, obviously, if there's a symbol around, you're going to know which one to use. But come to think of it, right, it's not necessarily the case that you'll always, you know, the symbol for which one to use will always be in the area where you're meant to use it, right? You might not know. Holtish server. Okay, we can put a Taleeta here. I don't know what that's going to do yet, though, so I'm not going to do that, because I want to go into the center here and just explore for a moment. That's like a very obvious thing that we can do and that we're prompted to do, but obviously, like, I think every portal here is going to have one of those, so I just want to kind of establish what we're doing here first. So, you know, small X has been all over this area. Yeah. And this must be the fuses you're meant to use for each thing, because those are definitely the shapes of the fuses. Wow, that's beautiful. To enable the delivery of higher spore quantities, a recent chute and portal system has been set up on Niyashka Site 28. Spores can be sent via workers at the Niyashka heater chamber through the entry chute located there. A Shiruki portal is currently in use to transfer the spores to another worker in an exit chute, which is constructed at the Taleeta Portal, leading to Spores Docks 1. The chute will remain inactive until another spore harvest is imminent, operated remotely on Oluche. Oh, clicking on that just reads that. I thought that was going to turn the page, but okay. Huh. Okay. So yeah, these are all Small-Ox contraptions, because that's like his logo, right? Hold on, can I climb this ladder here? No? There's another ladder here, can I not climb that? Oh, it leads nowhere. Okay. Alright, what else? We have a ladder down. Oh, okay, that's just back. Back to outside. Right, obviously, okay, there's going to be exits to all of the portals that are outside. But this is the only ladder leading up, yeah? Or wait. This is a different ladder. Yeah, this is the different side. Okay, I'm glad I caught this. Alright. So, heater system. Ah. Okay. Okay, again, obviously, I know what inventory items... Or wait, it doesn't actually allow me to select an inventory... Like, can I confirm that this is not going to do anything? Because, yeah, it's not. It's already there. Okay. Yeah, that's inactive. Okay, so that's already loaded with fuses. Heater servers must be powered. Trondi counts must be entered. Oh, I've seen this thing before. This was back at the entrance to the... Right at the very start. The entrance to the portal that we went through to get to here, actually, and originally to the Glorfiak mines. This was there, but not lit up. Trondi counts must be entered. Okay, that's obvious, right? That's the 2-digit code that I was talking about, or not code, right? It's a count of something. But I don't know what a Trondi is. Ooh. Okay, this is gonna be relevant because the Lodvik Tower is to the secret portal. So I do have to figure this system out. Lodvik Tower activation required. Lodvik connection. Heater servers. Lodvik Tower. Niyashka heater chamber. So this 6 light panel here and these fuses are very directly connected to... Okay, so this symbol that I drew as secret portal, it's not actually secret portal. It's Lodvik Tower. That's what this symbol is. So I'm going to cross out secret portal there. I already have the note that it's at the Lodvik Tower, so it is redundant information. I'm going to write this is Lodvik Tower. I had interpreted it as the symbol for secret portal, but no, it's Lodvik Tower. So somehow, this, system that Small-Ox has created can be abused to get to this secret portal. And this feels very endgame to me. I feel like, I initially felt like, okay, getting to Oluche, that's going to be quick, right? But no, like, literally, Vimar's instructions that got cut off is the entire game. That's the impression I'm getting right now, is just figuring out how to do this thing that he described to me how to do, and then the information was lost. So, okay. So this feels very late game. I won't necessarily be able to figure this out right now. Because this is my ultimate goal, is to do this. To get to this Lodvik Tower, right? And get it configured how I want. So there's all these other portals here. Are these powered? Do these go somewhere? This goes somewhere. Oh, wait, is this just... I think this is just where I came from originally. Right. Yeah. The red triangle is where I originally went. What is this? What is this green triangle? Oops, I walked past it. I don't think I've been here. Oh, this is the Scarlatti Towers. Okay, we've heard about this. I wrote a note about it, actually, I think. Yeah. They have a camera power system. Okay. So there is a camera power system somewhere here. And that's basically the extent of what I know about this place. I think it was mentioned before somewhere, right? But I just kind of tuned it out. I'll need to review my journals. I really need to just go read through them, and I'll do that off camera. But I don't know that I really want to explore this area yet, because I still have so much to do in the Glorfiak mines. So let me just, now that I've gotten a peek of this portal, what is the last one? Just so I can establish all the places. I realize I'm probably doing this in a very frustrating order to watch, but I just kind of want to touch on everything first, get a basic idea. That's where we came from. What is this blue portal here? So yes, the part where I said that the game was going to open up and we were going to get the red and blue pages, it is very apparent we have reached that now. This is now completely non-linear. We are completely off the rails of what was originally a very linear game, and now this has just become Mist Island. This is our hub world. Oh, this is Panorva Point. This is the place they kept mentioning. They kept on hammering about this. I definitely want to explore this. This might, after I, fool around a bit with the mines, I might just go here next. Because what was it he said was all on Panorva Point? Now I have to check my journal. Hold on. Okay. This doesn't really mention Panorva Point. I remember seeing this name so often. But I think the places where it was mentioned, a lot of them might be in the secret office. I'll need to go back there. It's just that at that point in time where I made it to the secret office, I knew so little about everything that I couldn't even really make connections between things yet. Now, I know that, in my mind, Panorva Point is a place, I can get here. And so all of this theory crafting is gonna start to, be easier, right? Because I can picture it in my mind. Maybe that's silly, of course it's a place, but I'm here now, I can action things about this. Okay. And then I need to look at his journal. That's probably where I mainly remember. That doesn't mention it. It was probably this journal where I saw it mentioned. So this is also extremely relevant. There is... Okay, so this tells me that at the Falitsu Dome, there is an elevator that's been shut down. and there's a button that needs to be replaced for that elevator to work. I think I stood in that elevator. I think it was in... Yeah, I just literally stood in it and was like, why can't I operate this? Because you can only turn 180 degrees there. Or I kind of silently thought that to myself. I didn't really express it out loud, maybe. Or is that actually the alternate entrance that I saw where I went through one of the eye portals? I don't know. It says, though, the Volk cabinet on Felizu Island must remain accessible to retrieve the correct symbol for the Majorta gas system, the Logvik Tower. So somewhere in the area of that dome, there is a cabinet that is presumably accessible because this elevator doesn't work, or you know, I don't know what the relevance is to the elevator, but there's something there that gives me an important symbol for the Lodvik Tower. That's endgame stuff, obviously, I think, because the Lodvik Tower, that's how I get to the secret portal, that's my ultimate goal. But this is what I'm remembering. The constellation number system. This is where we learn it. That seems like something that I want to learn sooner than later, so I might prioritize finding that here. Okay. Yeah, especially because I need that in order to use this Pelska portal, because there's a code that I need to enter somewhere. Obviously not on the item itself. I don't know where that's going to be entered, but somewhere I have to enter a code to use this Pelska portal. So that, you know, is an obvious goal right now. And somehow there's something here that will tell me the constellations. But there is some weird behavior with the switches that I need to kind of be aware of. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave it here for today. This is, you know, I don't feel like I've solved necessarily a lot of puzzles today, but I have just done a lot of opening up the environment and walking around and reading. And that definitely sets the stage for some good puzzling next time. So I'm going to end the session off here. Thank you everyone for continuing to watch this series, and I will see you again next time.